Here's the really good news, John. Especially since I'm not going to affect the leaderboard in any way, shape, or form for the American Century Championship. I am making my return to the tournament for the first time in 21 years in July. I will be there, John. I will be there.
That is great news.
Thank you.
Great news.
That I'm there or that I'm not a threat whatsoever for you to actually win the thing. John, which one is it?
Both. Both great news.
All right. I will take that. I appreciate that. But I am genuinely looking forward to it. I mean, it is an outstanding event to watch on TV. I do remember 21 years ago when I was there last. It's just it's only gotten better from what I'm told over the last few years.
Yeah, it's as good of a tournament as you'll ever want to play at this time of the year, where it's at, and with the 91 different personalities, probably 10 to 12 will have a chance to win. The rest are out there having fun, talking smack, mixing and matching, and there's going to be 30 to 50,000 people out there over the weekend. So, the game. You want to have your game when you're there. You want to hit good shots, but more importantly, it's just the perfect setting, the great American Century Championship and what they do for all their charities and all the foundation work. I mean, it's a jewel.
And I'm excited to play. Who are you most concerned about to actually win the thing, John?
Oh, I'm concerned about everybody because I have yet to win. I'm turned 58 years old. I'm going to be the oldest winner whenever I do win because I will win, but I'm running out of time. Marty Fish is the best we've got. Steph Curry didn't get a chance to defend. He's going to be back to defend 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I just think there's about 8 to 10 to 12 players who continuously get better. And I think that's what's best about it. I got to find a way to figure out those greens. And if I do, I'm going to win. There's no doubt. I have no doubt I'm going to win. It's just a matter of when.
I like it, John.
Let's go.
Let's speak this into existence, man. So you finished top 5 last year. You had a top 5 finish last year. So that's good.
Yeah, I'm in the top. Yeah, I'm in the top 10 most of the time. And I finished second a couple times. But the reality is I've got the game to win. I just haven't had the putter on that golf course to make enough putts. The way it works, you got to make birdies. And I set the par record for 3 rounds. That's not something you want to do. You want to make enough birdies and get enough points and be in position. So those guys make a lot more birdies than I have. And now I got to figure out a way to do that. Good news is for me, I'll be there all week because the All-Star game is after. Mm-hmm. So I'll scramble to get to the All-Star game in my hometown in Atlanta to call it for Fox. This is flying in at the seat of my pants after the All-Star game, trying to get my game ready for the weekend.
Come on. You've done this before, man. You've played in All-Star games. You've pitched in All-Star games. You got this. I think you're going to be just fine doing it. Let's put it this way. Will you at least be the best finishing baseball player? Or how about this? Best finishing Hall of Famer in any sport that's in the field, right?
Yeah, I'm going to guarantee that latter part. I'm going to guarantee that. You can book that. Baseball is going to come down to Mark Mulder, Derek Lowe, got some good baseball players. And I've been training. Listen, I've been getting stronger. I'm tired of these guys bombing it by me. And they're going to be pleasantly surprised on my distance when I get there. And the fact that I'm making, this is not a New Year's resolution anymore. I made a decision about 4 or 5 months ago. I said, I'm tired of this. Have my hips replaced. Those are great. Now I'm going to get my upper body in shape. Okay. And then before you know it, next 3 to 5 years, I'll have a good run at golf.
Okay. And you would still beat Maddux and Glavine, right? If they were in the field, John?
Oh, yeah. They're not in the same conversation. They know it. That's okay, though. Glavine just wants to beat me once. He's come close. Don't think it's going to happen. But, we've had a lot of fun playing golf together, and we'll just see what happens.
I got to tell you, man, every now and then, because, my algorithm on Instagram has a ton of baseball in it. And every now and then there'll be a story about Maddux and his magic and his, ability to set people up months in advance. There was one where I guess he threw a pitch to Bagwell that he knew would potentially be parked, and he was doing it in the regular season knowing that if he faces him in the playoffs, he's going to do something else, and he set him up and struck him out. Like, this is real? This actually happened with Greg Maddux back in the day, John?
Yeah. He was ahead of his game. He had some weird philosophies, and sitting next to him when we'd watch a game together, it was interesting to see what he thought, like mad thinker, scientist. But when he pitched, he was really, you didn't want to sit next to him. He really got frustrated when certain guys didn't follow what they should be doing. Like, he thinks A plus B is C every single time. And so he would set guys up in spring training a lot for the season. And then during the season, if he felt like there was a matchup down the road, and that one with Bagwell did play out, and he came up with the bases loaded in the playoffs, and he was able to pitch him the way he wanted to instead of the way that he had got. A lot of us couldn't think like that. We were more worried about getting each hitter out. He was ahead of the game.
You got another good story from Maddux? Anything that you saw, anything that he told you should do that you went ahead and followed and it worked out for you? Anything that, because I can't get enough of stories like this, John.
Yeah, he did. He did, but he also got me messed up too a little bit. But he definitely, we picked each other's brain. I asked him in the playoffs when I was closing, hey, I'm facing Barry Bonds in the ninth. What do you think if I do this? Throw 2 pitches in, move his feet, and then throw one up and in, because I never pitch him like that. What do you think? He goes, oh, I think that'll work. And so I get in the 9th inning. We got a good lead. I'm not going to lose the game because of this pitching attack. And Barry Bonds hit that 3rd pitch, chest high, out of the park, 440 feet without it hooking down the line. And when I came in after the game, Maddux goes, how'd that work out for you? I said, thanks a lot. I just thought that was going to be a good plan.
How'd that work out for you, huh? That is so funny. And it's wrong. It's wrong and it's right at the same time. But I guess that's teammates for you, John, right? I mean, yeah. Unbelievable. Okay, so the best team in Major League Baseball that you've seen so far this year is which?
Well, the best team that I've seen is probably the Dodgers, but the best team that might be in baseball that I haven't seen yet might be the Tigers. And who thought that was going to be the conversation that we would be having right now with the way that they're playing baseball? The best team in the Dodgers don't even have their best team on the field. They've got 14 guys that are currently on or have been on the IL. So they haven't really even gotten going to the point where their roster is about as good as it gets. The Yankees are very good in the American League that I've gotten a chance to see. But it's going to be wide open in the American League, I believe, to the degree of who makes those moves in the second half. But the Detroit Tigers are really, really good ball club that I'm sure I will see in the second half at some point in my schedule.
Do you think the Dodgers should pitch Ohtani? What do you think?
I do. I do think they should pitch him, and I think that's what he wants. The reality of what he did and why he came over here is all about playing 2 ways. So I think in a perfect world, in the next 3 years, that'll end. But in the next 3 years, he's going to want to do this, and you got to honor that for the greatest player of our generation. Second half, he'll start pitching. He's got such a weapon on the mound. He'll get used to that second surgery, and then next year, watch out. Next year could be the most complete year we've ever seen out of anybody in the history of our game. And he's such a great athlete. His ability to conform and manipulate not only pitches, but the bat, his speed, it's second to none. And you're running out of words to describe him.
Now, you're saying next year it's because it's usually that long to come off of the Tommy John surgery till you get back to where you can be. Do you think potentially October could be next year type Ohtani? What do you think?
Well, yeah, I think get the fact that if you can get 10 starts under your belt before he gets in the postseason, and I think that's realistic, he'll be able to pitch meaningful games for the Dodgers. Again, they won a World Series last year without starters healthy. That's not going to happen again this year. They've got to find a way to get starters healthy. And the starters on paper, when healthy, is as good as rotation you'll ever see. But they've had this problem for 5 years. So until they figure that out, they're throwing a lot of money at the problem and a lot of players to mix in the match. And they're having their eyes on Ohtani being a big part of that, I would believe, in the second half.
All right, John. So what do you give, what advice do you give to somebody who hasn't been in the American Century Championship for 21 years, who has issues on occasion, breaking 100? What do you say to that individual, John Smoltz?
What I would say is find a favorite club. You don't need a lot of distance at this golf course. It just puts it in play from double bogeys. That's all you have to do, is stay away from double bogeys.
So find a stick that just keeps it on the straight and narrow best you can. Avoid the sixes and sevens, is what you're saying. That works. Of course, the most important part of this conversation where I get my opinion. I got to get my advice. Yeah.
Stay away from double bogeys.
Okay. I will do that. John, thanks for the time. We'll get you back on in short order. And if not, I will see you in Lake Tahoe in a couple of weeks. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.